Speaking of Tucker,
I don't know. Okay, go ahead. I shouldn't say that. I've been told not to say that. Go on.
Speaking of Tucker, Candace Owens was fired today by the Daily Wire. Or
say her name.
They agreed to separate. So is she going to TCN network, and are we witnessing a battle between Tucker Carlson and Ben Shapiro about dominating conservative media? What do you guys think is going on?
Is Candace Owens? Are there talks of her going to the TCN network?
No.
Oh well, okay. You're just.
Well, I mean, I would think they try to snatch her up. I mean, actually, is he the only talent on TCN, or does he have others?
Currently, he's the only talent, but he's raising
I would
money.
imagine they're going to try to snatch her up. I mean, come on, she's worth a lot. I don't know what Daily Wire was paying her, but Tucker's certainly got the same, if not more. I would assume if they're looking to bring on additional talent, that they would be trying to get her.
I wonder if Valuetainment might get her. Michael would love that.
I love Valuetainment. Yeah. I think Tucker will try to scoop her up. I think they both will. I think it's probably smart. I'm not the biggest Candace Owens fan, but I
wasn't, and then this happened, and I'm like, maybe she's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, she's going out on a limb with all this Israel stuff, which I appreciate her being willing to be what's the word I'm looking for? Against the status quo within the Republican conservative movement. I don't know that she is well versed enough on it or speaks intelligently enough about it that it's effective, but I appreciate her taking the contrary position.
She was on the Breakfast Club, Power 105's Breakfast Club yesterday with like Charlemagne the God and DJ Envy, and I know you don't know who these people are, Brad, but
what?
I'm kidding.
Charlemagne the God, and who's the other one?
DJ Envy.
No fucking clue who that is. If you could play Charlemagne the God song, and I probably would not.
He's a radio personality.
I thought he was a rapper. Is he not?
No.
What?
Did you not watch Vivek's interview on the Breakfast Club?
No, I did, or clips of it or whatever, but that doesn't mean a rapper can have, that could have been a podcast. I don't know. But that's still, what?
He was the other guy interviewing Vivek.
He could still be a rapper.
I agree. I'm just saying he's not, but yes, he could be.
Okay. Well, anyhow, I don't know who DJ Envy is, and I couldn't pick Charlemagne the God out of a lineup, but go on.
Wow, that's kind of racist, but
why is that racist? Shut up. Okay. He's Blain. He's trying to goad you into disliking me and tricking you into thinking that I'm some sort of racist Trump supporter. It's not true, Miss Blain.
Kidding. But yeah, I'm not her biggest fan either. I think she's a very nice person, on a one-to-one basis, and she has some good ideas about stuff. But generally speaking, I don't typically look to her as a thought leader in the conservative movement. Maybe someone who's bold enough to say things others aren't, but I don't know that. I think that's as far as that goes for me.
She got eyes way out here.
That's true.
It is true. I mean, otherwise, I don't know. People, she's attractive. I'm not saying she's ugly. She's got real wide set eyes. Means she's not a hunter. So, I don't know. I've never really liked her, but then what?
It took me a second to get it, and then I was like, okay.
A hunter has
I know.
narrow eyes, but the listeners might, and Michael doesn't know. So I have to explain it to them. Hunters have really narrow eyes, predators, so they can see, they're focused on one thing, whereas prey have wide set eyes so they can see all around, see the danger, right?
Yeah. You can move while this one's looking over here.
What are you, a gecko? So there's I've never really liked her, but I do appreciate that she's standing up to these people that are calling her an anti-Semite when I don't think that she's an anti-Semite. I don't know her personally. Charles said that she's a nice person in person. I don't know how he knows that. Has he met her? I don't know.
Yes, I have years ago. I was on her show when she was at Prager University.
What the fuck? What? You were on Candace Owens' show?
Yeah.
Was it like Blexit?
I'm sorry?
Was it about Blexit?
Part of that was covered. Yeah. I mean, we talked generally about kind of why people need to be more engaged in local government, but why, Black people in particular should look elsewhere, and we talked about prison issue. I mean, we talked about a whole host of things. But yeah, you can find it on YouTube. It was one of my earlier interviews, so it wasn't particularly great, but very grateful for her for having me.
Yeah, I think I think back to the Tucker Shapiro thing. I think she's going to Tucker, and I think that's there. That is the feud is
Gosh, dude, no, I didn't have facial hair. Why are we doing this? Gosh,
I snuck it in. Jewish people being attacked in inner cities,
Yeah.
and it seems so bizarre because traditionally all
to instill that in those guys, because you're right, they go into these prisons, in these general population prisons, and they are easily
all right, we don't have to watch this anymore.
it happens left and right in a lot of prisons, and you go walk in.
All right,
Why?
because one, I hate watching myself, and two, yeah, that's the only reason. And I didn't have facial hair then either.
You also don't have hair.
Well, yeah, you still got like a 1.5. So yeah, I think that's one was kind of really low.
1.5. Ugh, loser. Just go straight skin.
Maybe it was a half. I don't know what it was. It was very low though.
I mean, that looks like you took a razor to your head, but fine. I'll take your word for it. I don't know how the barbershops do it.
I used to cut it real low.
Yeah, you need a haircut, by the way. So
after the show today.
Cool. That's pretty cool that you did that.
Thank you.
I think it's really cool. And you do all sorts. You're on local TV. You're on the Candace Owens show. How did you get on the Candace Owens show? How did that happen? Did Grimes put you up to it?
No, Grimes did not. I was speaking on a TPPF panel at Policy Orientation years ago, and someone who is a supporter.
Your microphone's gone. Someone who's a supporter. What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, every so often your microphone stops, and that was a particularly long one. But so
I was speaking on a panel. It was actually a really cool one with George Foreman and Harold Dutton. Yes, and Harold Dutton. And someone saw it, and they were like, "Oh, you'd be great on Prager University with Candace Owens." And then they recommended me, and then Prager reached out.
Damn, did you get a free grill?
I didn't. But I will say we shook hands. His hand was like 17 times the size of mine. It was unbelievable.
It's not the only thing that's big. So what is that? What's the controversy between Tucker and Shapiro?
Oh, well, Tucker went after Shapiro about how he was reacting to Israel. I think it's a proxy for the bigger fight in the Republican Party, which is between the populist wing that Tucker represents, and Ben Shapiro is more establishment, if you will. Do you disagree with that?
Well, no, depends on what you mean by establishment, but yeah, I think I agree.
Oh, Shapiro's, foreign policy. He's, you can't point me to a war he didn't support. So on foreign policy and economic policy, I think he's more traditional Republican, and Tucker doesn't like that.
Would you say that Ben Shapiro is America first?
No.
Interesting. Michael's getting into some hot water.
Ben Shapiro, like Dave Rubin and that crowd that all supported DeSantis, they rode the America First wave to popularity, but they don't believe it.
Yeah.
They are more traditional Republicans. Nothing wrong. I mean, lots wrong with what their belief system is, but I have lots of friends who believe that stuff, so nothing there. Yeah, but I mean,
individuals, it's fine. No one's attacking these people for their individuality.
Yeah, I think Ben Shapiro is the only person that presents a challenge to Tucker's influence over the conservative part of the ecosystem, and if Tucker can dent him or make him less liked, then that's better.